Probably didn't start yet.
Oh, sorry, yaar. Hi, Prasanna. Good morning.
Hi Ravli, very good morning.
Thanks for joining the call.
Yeah, thank
Please
you.
share your screen
Okay.
and open PPT and walk me through. Over to you, Prasanna.
Yeah, thank you Ravali. Yeah, today I'm going to explain 11 to 15 lessons of Anaplan. What these 5 lessons will contain. Let us go through it. Yeah, the topics that I'm going to cover are module settings. Few of the module settings have been covered in previous lessons. Today I'm going to tell detailed settings of style. And next, customizing and saving module views. How to customize the views and how to save the views I'm going to tell here. And next, coming to user experience pages, then classic dashboard and security. Yeah, now what are style settings? Style settings are those settings which are applied to the line items in which they are in the format like bold and italic. It will only depend on appearance of the line items. When we set a style, it doesn't affect any data in the module, but it affects the appearance of those name of those line items. Uh, what is the use of the style settings? Style settings will be helpful to the model builders to read the line items more clearly, and it doesn't affect the data in the line items. We can change whenever we need it. Now let's go to workspace and see how these settings will work. Let's take this module and change the style settings. In order to change the style of this line items, we should go to blueprint view. Select the line item you want to change and go to style and select what is the setting that you want. See, it has changed it into bold, and we have only six settings in the styles. Okay, next change the next one and see difference, right? In such way there are six different styles of line items we can set in the style setting of this line items. Our next topic is model size. What actually the model size is? Model size depend upon number of cells that has been allocated while building a model. Okay, this is called model size. We can say total number of cells that have been developed while building a model is called model size. Next, coming to sparsity and dense. What does sparsity means? Cells, while developing a module, there are few cells which will not be populated. Means that cells doesn't contain any data. Those cells can be called as sparse cells, and the cells which contain data are called dense cells. So containing data will be called as populated. It is a terminology we use in the Anaplan. So we can simply say that cells that are not populated and will not be expected to populate are called sparse cells, and the cells that are populated are called dense cells. And there are few cells which doesn't contain data and expected to be populated. Means those cells will consume few resources. We should be aware which cells are dense and which cells are sparse, and always keep in mind that there are few cells that doesn't contain data but consume resources. We should be very careful with those cells. Next, coming to model history. Model history, what is the history will do? You can say the model builders or the workspace administrator have an access to the model history. Whatever we do in the module, like imports, exports, changing the names, changing the module names, well as importing something into the modules, will all be stored in the model history. Okay, then whenever the workspace administrator has can roll back the entire module to the earlier time if desired. Let's go to the workspace and I will show you where the model size and where the model history resides. See, this complete model will containing these number of cells. This is the model size we will take. These number of cells are containing while developing this model. And now coming to the history. In the settings tab, we have an called history here. go to history. If you want to see the history from the last 24 hours, we will select this. If it is 7, if it is 30, according to our requirement, we will select this. If we need all, we will select this. Okay. And you can also give the data timeline, from which date to from which date we need it. Okay. And you can, if you want to save these options and click show history, we will click on show history in order to get the data. Let me show you. Here I am selecting all and showing the history. See, these are all the changes that I have done in the module. See, we are having a module ID, date and time, and who is the user that is changing here, and what change we have done. It's came to in the description box. Uh, Hence we click it. If we want to restore the module to this item, we will select this. We will take this as line item, select this, and you have to restore the ID. Hence the module will come back to this function. All these functions will be deleted. Okay. If we want to export this file, we can click on export, and we can export all this file into our workspace or our laptop. Now I'm clicking OK. This is about module history or model history. Next, coming to customizing, what actually the views are. While developing a module, there is a default view how it is created. Like while creating, we will give pages, rows and columns. It will be shown in the such a way only. But we can customize those views according to our requirement. Like we can change rows into columns, columns into the rows, pages into the rows, and line items into the pages. As our requirement, while developing, giving to the end user want to see the data in a specific view. So we can change those views into our requirement. It is called customizing views. Why these customizing views are required? It will help us to focus on the work. Okay. Like I can say, if I want to see particular data in such a format, we can easily see and get the data without changing our views at the giving into the end user. And we can also make the displays which are relevant to the end user. Has told you end user want to see the data in only particularly in this view, we can customize in that processes. And while loading to the specific data also, if it is the view, we can change the view, then it will be more clear for the even model builders to import the data. So in such cases, we are using the customizing views. Next, coming to saved view. After customizing the views, we need to save that view, right? It is already as there in a, I mean, say default view. If we want to give the default view to the end user, he will be confused. So in the way the end user wants, we will customize the view in that particular way, and we need to save that view in order to display in our UX pages. And saved view also have other uses, like we can export the data from the module the way the saved view is created, and we can also import the data into the module the way the saved views are created. These saved views are also used for us to give the grid and chart displays in the UX. I will discuss UX about next stages, and we can also filter the views and give the save and save that particular view. Let me show how saved views and customization will be done. Okay, this is the view we are having. If we want to change it, customize the view like this. We can change here. Okay, line items goes there. See how the change will be done. This is customization. There are another customizations we can do, like this is just a pivot thing. We can do customizers like filtering, conditional formatting, sorting. All this can also be done, and you can also create the charts. For this data, if we want to create any chart, we can also create the charts over here. There are different types of charts here. You can see, like, yeah, we can select any chart and we can save the view here. This is called customization. All this filtering, sorting, I will tell next. Now how the customization has been done, you have seen. Now let us save this. In order to save this view, go to the view, click on save as, give the name to it like saved module something. uh, Here we can save it like this, so it will be saved as saved view. If you want this view as a default view, you have also to check this box. Okay, let me save this and see. Okay, see here in this module we have saved this view with this name. Let me close this. See, if you open this module, I will get previous view because this is the default view. If you want to open this saved view, we will get this view. After customization, we got this view. Okay, we can also customize by using few things. Let me show you, like select and show select all these. Okay, next, go to our next topic, conditional formatting. I have told you that conditional formatting, filtering, sorting, all can be used and also be used in the saved views. What does the conditional formatting do? Conditional formatting enables to color code the cell. Okay, how this color coding will be done? It is based on the values in that particular line item, or it can be referred to the another line item in order to get those color coding to the cell. This is called conditional formatting. Conditional formatting helps the model builders or the end users to read the data, to understand or read the data more easily. Like when we give minimum to the maximum values, the minimum value will get one color and the maximum value will get one color according to our selections, so that we can easily understand which value is bigger one and which value is lower one. Let me show you how it can be done. Okay, as it's a date type, we can't do conditional. We can do conditional formatting, but there is no particular conditions. Let us go to other module which is having a date. See, let us consider this small table and give us conditional formatting to this. Okay, let me go to another model, so it will be helpful for me to get you clear idea. Okay, let us take this, and I am applying conditional formatting here. This is the conditional formatting icon that will be provided for us, I mean model builders. Click on new rule. It will ask what line item to be format and to which line item we are going to be format. Let me give for this shipping cost line item based on values from. If you want to conditional format based on data in the shipping cost, you will keep it like. If you change, it will give all the line items that we have. Okay, now the values and the colors, there are 2 color scale and 3 color scale. We can adjust to it. Okay, 3 color scale will give the midpoint, whereas 2 color scale will only give 2 colors. We will give the values. Okay, here I am giving here as 1000 and here as 4000. Okay, and there are many colors we can select according to our requirement. Let me use double color like orange and red itself. It is more clear to give. And okay, okay, now okay. See, this line item has been edited. Bigger values are getting in dark colors. Okay, like this we have been selected. You can simply remove the conditional formatting by clicking here. If you want, we'll have a checkbox if there is any role in the conditional format. If you want to completely remove this conditional format, select this and delete it. See, the box will also be disappeared here. This is called conditional formatting. Now let's go to our next topic, sorting. What does the sorting do? It sorts either using ascending order or descending order. Okay, it will arrange the data in such a way that is adjusted in particular order. Let me show you in the workspace. Sorting. Select this. This is the sort icon that we will use. Here see what the line item we are sorting. Code is the line item that we are sorting, which in order A to Z order or Z to A order in the reverse ascending or descending order we are using. Now levels. What are the levels that we are using? All these levels have been selected, and these are the totals. How these totals has been taken? First, main summary means all the years, then coming to the parents, then coming to the childs. Okay, it you can say like this is even departments, and these two are the E2 department sorting like this. Here total summary, parent and its child, parent and its child. Here children, parent, and total summary. We can say top level. This big bar can be considered top level, these bars can be considered as parents, and these bars can be considered as children. Okay, this is the way we are going to sort. This is the selection that we are using, and we are applying here. We have to click enable sort here in order to get that view. Okay, it is already sorted in such way. If you want to change in any way, like this one, okay, it will come okay here. I think there is some network issue, it is not showing sometimes, but if we click okay, it will be sorted according to that. Okay, now let's go to our next topic, filtering. What is the filtering do? We can filter few items, line items, or we can filter few data and make up a new view in order to present for the end user. There are some cases where the end user doesn't need all the data from that particular module. Whatever data is needed for the end user, we filter in that particular module and we will give to the end user. A filter can be made up of using one rule or many rules. Okay, let me show you how filtering is done. Pivot this view. Okay, now let me filter only. See, there are many things we can do filters like. Okay, first option is this filter option. Click on this filter. Like if you want to filter any on products, then filter it. If you want to filter only by using time, use that. See, I'm going to use here time plus time setting by year, years only. Can I get forecast? Then apply OK. Then only forecast years will be. See, our model calendar will have current year as 20. Hence, see, these are all the forecast years we got. We used to get 19 also if we remove the filter. See, 19. We have filtered by using a rule that only the forecast year that we have needed. So we are applying that filter by clicking here, and we are getting this checkbox on and off can be considered as quick filter also. Always make sure to use single filters. Don't apply multiple filters in a single module. It will lead to difficult in understanding what is happening. Okay, if you want many filters, use booleans or also use different modules in order to filter it. If you want to remove this filter, just go to this and delete it. It will be deleted, and okay. In such a way, we can apply the filters on line items, time modules, pages, and whatever. The other one is that show and hide things. So let me select this. We only need these two things in order to show. So we have selected these two. I'm going to format and show selection. Okay, so this is the thing that we can only represent. This is how the show selection is used. Okay, there are other thing called hide selection. What is difference in hide selection and show? Hide selection is what the cells that have been selected will be hidden, and show selection will be used to show only those things that have been selected. Okay, it is always better to use show selection, because if we add any other line item to the particular module, it will be showed if we use hide selection. In source selection, even if the new item is been added, it will not be viewed in this particular thing. Okay. Now let's go to next thing, using select level. Select levels show is also similar thing. It is like using a parent levels. If we want to use a want to see even also parent level, we use source selection. Like thing, if we want to see only child, we will only select the level to the child itself. It can easily customize the data viewing by choosing which level of hierarchy we want to view. It is also available both in modules and also in the UX formats. See, see here, select levels to show if there is a parent to this particular module, then it will be helpful for using this one also. Next, coming to UX pages. This is a big thing that is the main thing that will be used for Anaplan, because it is only the pages where the end user will interact with the Anaplan. All the backward things will be developed for the model builders, and the end users will only focus on these UX pages to get their required data. Okay, what Anaplan UX is consist of? Yeah, these pages will consist of a display of screens. We can say display like screens means here modules. What we are going to display on the UX pages is depending upon the modules and what requirement of the client. All these pages will also be grouped together in order to develop an app. As Anaplan is containing apps, it can be easily used even in the mobiles. Okay, each app typically focus on the functions and the processes that have been created in the pages. Next, there are few terminologies which we use in the UX user experience pages are called page, which means where the end user interact with the Anaplan, that is called page. We can easily say end user interface planning activities. Okay. Next, app is collection of UX pages, means page is a single page which where the interaction done, and app is means we have to collect different UX pages according to the function that the app is working. So we will collect all the UX pages according to the function the app is running. This is called app. And cards. While developing a UX pages, there are few cards which will be used in order to show our data into the page. We can easily say card is a data and a content components of the pages. Classic dashboard. UX page and the classic dashboard are similar, but whereas classic dashboard is available for inside the model, where UX page is available outside of the model. Classic dashboards are being used in a previously used. Starting of developing an Anaplan, classic dashboards are used. Now it has been updated to the UX pages. Like, what are the roles in the UX user experience? There are two important roles in the user experience. They are page builder role and end user role. Page builder is one who is going to develop that particular user experience page. He has all the rights in order to change, filter, sort, display everything for the page builder role, where the end user will have only access to the few things according to his requirement and interacts to it and analyze their planning activities. There are two different roles in it. There are two types of pages in Anaplan. As I told you, classic dashboard is previous version, where the new UX is giving two different pages. One is board and the worksheet. What does a board do? Board is a traditional way of representing our grid and chart use of module data for performance management and reporting. Whereas worksheet is an interactive page. Both are pages, but it's a traditional way and it is an updated way. Worksheet is an interactive page for planning activities and also used for detailed data. I will say you differences between these two in the later. Let me show you. Next thing, I will show you how the board is created and the worksheet is created. Okay, next, see, I will show you how these are the steps in order to create a page. Let's go to this. Let us create one page. Let's go to my pages. think internet is little bit slow. Let me go to my pages here. See, these are all the pages that I have been created. Let me create a new page. After going into the my pages, create a page. We need to select whether we are using board or worksheet. Okay, let me create a board. Give the name to the board. UX demo. Okay. Now we need to select from which workspace we are using. I have only one workspace, so I'm using this, and from which model we are creating the workspace. Okay, I'm using this model and create a board. Now the board is created. In the same way, the worksheet will also be created. In worksheet, it will also the which functional area you are going to create a worksheet. We should also need to select from which functional area we have been selected. See, let me go to PPT. There are cards that are available for the worksheet, and the board are text card, which is used to write some text into it, whereas grid card, which is used to display the data from the module to the UX space, chart card, which is used to create a chart to that particular data, excuse me, and image card. If you have any images, we use this image card to not to get it. And KPI card. What is this KPI card? Key performance indicator card. What does it mean? Means it gives the key value for that particular data. Map card. If we have any maps or geographical areas we need to show in the UX space, you will use this map card. Field card is if we have only if we want to select only 2 line items from particular module, we can use this field card. And action card is if we give the end user to delete or import particular data to the list or the line item, we'll use this action card and give the end user permission to delete or insert the list items. Okay, now see how this works and how this configure. See, text card, double click it, it will come here, or we can also drag it. Configure the text card. Title of the text card. If you want any description, we can give here. You can also select the color, in which color the title should appear. See, here we got the title over here, and we can change the color to it. See, if we select yellow, it is yellow. If we select green, see, it's green. Okay. If we want to link any page to this particular text card, we can give the link here. Okay. If we need any body, give here. And if you have any cards in the background, we will give you this option. And see, we can also select the style of this body, like heading 2. See, we changed it. And you can also change alignment to right or left or anything we can do here. At the center, at what area we can. And color of this, red. See, change. After configuring every this, close it and then publish it. See, this is the page we got it. Here you have to see that this is an chevron which will be helpful to go back to the my pages page, and this is a refresh button you can use if it made any changes in the model or module that we have linked to this. We need to refresh in order to get the changes into here. We can make this page as favorite by clicking on this, and this is the edit bar. We can edit again our UX page if we need anything. Okay, this is the edit icon which helpful to rename our UX page whenever we need it. Okay, this is we can close the configuration panel, and this is the preview. This help us see how the preview shown. After our setting, we can see this preview and we can publish it. Once you have seen it, we can close it, then publish it if we have any changes. This is a settings tab. We can set or delete these pages. Okay, and this you can use designer mode. Now it is in the designer mode, right? We can exit this designer mode by clicking on this. Now let's go to next card, grid card. You can drag and drop here like this. Okay, now configure this grid card. See, you can select the data source from the grid card. From which module you want to choose. We can here we have C, custom views and module views. What is this custom views? This means we can make any customizations to that particular module by if you use a custom view. If you use module views, the only data will get into here. We cannot make any changes to that. See, all the saved modules will be there in this employee expense. See, all that saved modules are there in this. Okay, this is called module view. Select this. See, no changes can be done over here. Here conditional formatting is applied and no changes can be done over here, and we need to update it. See, this one is updated. If you want to give any title to this, we can give like this, grid UX. And the same thing, title color we can change. Now to grid configuration. If you want to give any editing options to the end user, we will access this. Okay, this should be also be editable in the module so that we can edit over there. And if we want to give the permission to this, we will give allow pivoting. The end user can pivot this view as their requirement. Okay, and we will select the row size, see, medium. It will, the cell size will be changed according to our requirement. Let it keep it as default. In the same way, column width. Now context. This context means which color do you want this context. Okay, now if you want hierarchy list, select here. See, all both the pages has appeared here. What the pages will, here the setting tab will be there. Now we can show on the where publishing. If we want to show these two, we will keep it as selectors, so it will appear here. Okay, if you want to keep it as label, then it will come to here. Okay, if we don't want to show anything, we will keep it as off and publish it. See, okay, this is the thing we got in the grid view. Next, go to our next card, chart card. Okay, double click, we got the chart card. Now go to configuration of how the chart card. Select the data source if you want to display anything from the chart. Let's use this card. Okay, here we are representing volumes for the chart card. Update. See, chart card has been got it, and we can give the name to this chart card. Okay, and we also given the description and tile colors the same. And here chart type, what type we are going to use. Area chart. This is the way how it get area chart. Bar chart. This is the bar chart it will get. Column chart. This is how the column chart appears. Combinational chart is a line chart. Donut chart. See how it shows. Now dot chart. It will show like this. Line chart. You can also represent this pie chart. Since the volumes is the only thing, it is showing that if you have 2-3 line items or segregations, the pie chart will show in a different way. Okay, waterfall chart. If you have other line item, it will show in a different way. Let me keep it in line area chart for this time. Okay, so and go to charts. See in which color the chart should be appear. We can change this color like this. Okay, this is the thing, and which axis we are going to apply. And if you need any default labels to have, we can show those labels here. That's the thing we can going to do in the chart card. And the context, how in this particular module there is a time hierarchy. So if you want to see the time hierarchy, we can select here And as I told you before, this selectors of off and the label which would be helpful in order to see here. And after setting all these things, we can publish here. See, we have a text card here, we have a grid card here, we have a chart card here. Now let's go to next card, KPI card, which is helpful by using volumes. Configure the KPI card. Line item, we are data source is line item, and module, select the module, in which module we are going to use that particular line item. Volumes, see, single value is gotten here by considering the volume, because data to SQL volumes is having only volume, so it's giving the KPI card. Value is taken from the same line item as well. If you have different line items, you can select from which range you can take. Okay, KPI text, same, these are all the selectors, and publish it. This is about KPI card. Next, image card, if you have any images, and the field card if you have any field cards, and the map card if you want to display any map to the print. Now get back to this pages. The pages. This is how all the cards will be configured and used. Okay. See here, in this particular page, we are also having the pivot option. You can pivot this view. Okay. So let me change. See how the pivoting is applying. Okay, this is how pivoting can be done. This is filtering. If you want any filters to be added, you can use the same filter that you have been using in the modules. How the filtering has been done in the modules, you can do same thing in this here also. This is used for sorting. Okay, if we select this, we can and click on show all columns are shown. Okay, all rows are shown. This is what can be done here. Okay, now let's go back. This is how the all the filtering, sorting will be done in also in the charts. How when designing an UX page, we need to consider few things before starting or designing an UX page. First, understand. What does understanding? Understand the value of the client, what the end user need, and who are the end users, which all this comes under understanding. If we understand the requirement, then we can design the UX page. After understanding, sketch the device design. How we are planning. After knowing what is required, we will roughly sketch the idea that has been required and show to the end user. If he is okay with that, then we will execute the plan how to get this particular sketch view. uh, Execute the plan in such a way that the design it meets the design. Okay, the modules, the backends, all will be done in the execute part. After doing all this step, repeat the same process until the business client requirement meets. This is called user design, which will be helpful for the designing a UX page. I have told you about board and worksheet. Yeah, let me show you worksheet also once. Create a page, select a worksheet here, give the name to the worksheet, and select the workspace as similar to the board design, and also select the model from where you are creating a worksheet. Create worksheet. See, this is the worksheet that will be helpful. This is the grid card we are going to configure. This is the inside panel. We can close by this using this. This is the preview in the same way. These are the settings. And this is the quick links, which will be useful in order to link pages. Okay. If you link any other page to this particular page, we can add here. Okay. We can also add insight to this worksheet. because if we had any other add cards, see, if we click on other insights, we will get these, which is similar to the board. We can add to here. Worksheet will give only single view. If we want to move to the other view, we need to select these insights. Okay. See, as I told you, you can change the name by hitting here. See, you can change the title to whatever we like and save. Now, the name of the page will be saved. See, page updated successfully. This is how it will change here. So both are mostly same, but there are few differences between board and worksheet. Board, where the board is actually used to track the key metrics for an organization or a department, the board is used, whereas worksheets are used for the detailed analysis of the data. Okay, in the worksheet we can also edit the data that appear in the worksheet. See here the differences. Provide key metrics at single glance, whereas worksheet doesn't provide anything. The main difference between the board and the worksheet is board gives you limited data and the smaller views. It always avoids the huge grids. The space between the board is very small, and the small data will be used in the board, whereas worksheet allows to show us a large amount of data or a large grids of data by adding the insights panel to show impact on the changes. In Another thing which both the board and worksheet is saying, the editable grid. Both the editable grid option is available for both and worksheet and the board. But in order to apply this editing option, we need to give the permission to allow edit option. Okay. Next, what is classic dashboard? Classic dashboard is similar to the UX page, which is inbuilt in the Anaplan. Means while accessing the pages, we are not going into the model in order to access the UX page. Whereas in the classic dashboard, we need to have a permission to access the model to see the classic dashboard. And how to create a classic dashboard. These are the steps that will be included in order to create a classic dashboard. Now go to Workspace, I will show you. Go to Home. See, without going into the model itself, we are going to the pages and we are accessing the UX page. But in the classic dashboard, we need to select the models. See, let me select this. See, here we have dashboards. Okay. If you want to insert anything, insert the dashboard. Okay. Dashboard is created. Okay. Now go to select this margin calculation. If you want to present this data, grid data into that particular dashboard, publish it to go to data. This is all data we have to see in the dashboard. Now after coming into this particular module, click on view, publish the dashboard to new dashboard or already available dashboards. If it is a new dashboard, it will ask for the name of the new dashboard and to which functional area this dashboard is created, and it will be published. To which functional area we are giving revenue and margins functional area, right? Save. See, new dashboard has been created to this. Okay. In the same way, if you want to publish this to the already existing dashboard, select the dashboard that has appeared. See, for this dashboard, it will be like this. There are few changes to this. Then it will be a blue asterisk will be appeared here if there are anything. If there are nothing, then we can easily publish this. Okay. See, next, these are the options that will be available for us. See, we can select the height and width of this grid. We can also see the show the module name. We will get the module name here. If we doesn't want, we can remove that. Okay. And see, all these G3 locations will be available here. All the P2 products will be available. there is something called synchronized selections. What is this synchronized selections will do? Synchronized selections, if we check this, if we have 2 or 3 things in the grid view, uh, let me open this. See, this is the classic dashboard that has been created. This is one grid, this is one grid, and this is the chart card. Okay, and these are the page selector. Even only the page selectors can be published to the dashboard. Okay, now save and publish. See, save and publish. Okay, our next topic is about synchronization. See, here you can also use filters also. Okay, you can search any item which are required and you can zoom it to this level, or you can only see while using this, you can only see that only that particular thing. Okay, let me create new thing, new dashboard. We actually get edit option and save option over here. I don't know why it is not showing, but let me talk about this synchronization. What this time synchronization and row synchronization will do us. In this module, you can in this classic dashboard you have seen these two grids. If we change here New York to something other like Chicago, this will also be changed. See here it came Chicago, it came Chicago. If we select New Tower to cookie crumbs, see here cooking, so this is called synchronization. If you change the page selected, if you synchronize these two grids to this page selector, the data will be changed automatically. This is called synchronization. Even the chart will also be synchronized. This is what the synchronization helps us in order to achieve the data as our requirement. This is what the synchronization done. Okay, we can also synchronize time. This time we have a time selector here. You can synchronize everything we have in this chart and other grid. The time will be also selected. This is about synchronization of rows and columns. We have to, if we select if we remove this pivot option, the end user cannot pivot the view. We need to select or unselect all these items according to the end user requirement, like view, how to pivot. If we want to insert anything, we need to give this permission. If we have to delete anything, we need to give this permission, like copy down, move, column settings, import and export action forms, filtering, sorting, showing, all these things we need to give permissions by selecting or unselecting these checkboxes. This is how the classic dashboards are created and being used. But now mostly everyone are using UX pages. The classic dashboards are being used before. And to publish the dashboard, I have shown you two methods. One is to publish to new dashboard. The other one is existing one. Okay, it is also be shown, and I have shown you the designer mode and how it will be given also. This is the designer mode. After creating everything, you can publish this view to this end user. Later, see, I told you how to publish the charts and how to add the page select. I told you about synchronization, I told you about sorting, conditional formatting, and filtering. Page selectors, how the page selectors will be published. I need to show you. Let me show you one thing. Margins, all numbers. Select column chart. So publish to dashboard to dash. See, the chart is published here. You have seen, right, how it is done. Sorry. Select the line item if you want to give. After selecting this, I told you this is a chart icon. What and column chart, bar chart, what is needed. Let me select now line chart and see what is the bottom and what are the, if you want to hide any values and labels like this, so you can hide here and publish to dashboard. New dashboard, if same way as we published the grid card, new dashboard, we should create a new dashboard by giving name and functionality of or already existing this to the existing this. See, line chart has been created. This is how we add charts to our classic dashboard. And next, go to adding page selectors. See, here we have an option like publish page selectors to the dashboard. Means this module having these two as a what it is mean, page selectors. So these two will be published to the dashboard. See, these page selectors, and if you want to move these things, we can move like this. See, it came here. We can move like this. Okay. After adjusting to our requirement, you can also change the card. See, by setting here, we can adjust the size of this thing. This is how the grid cards, chart cards, everything will be published to this thing. Classic dashboard, I mean. This is how publishing the chart, adding the page selectors to the classic dashboard. Now coming to the security. To any platform or to any application, security is an important aspect. Okay, without security, no one is going to use any application or the platform. So Anaplan is giving a much more importance to provide security for the businesses or end clients. Security can be done in two ways. Number one, roles. Other one is selective access. What does the role security do? Add, before going to the roles and selective access, let me show you how the user is added to the particular Anaplan workspace. Okay. Go to settings. See, in settings we have users. Click on this. If you want to add a user, click on add user. Give the email address of that particular user you want to add, and automatically the first name of the last name of that particular email address will be appeared here. And if you want to give any give access to that particular user as a workspace admin, click on this, otherwise remove it, and select the role. Okay, which role we are going to give, and click on OK. After giving everything, that particular user will get an email to this email address that they has been added to this particular workspace. This is how the new user will be added. Okay. Next, go to next topic. Roles. What does the role mean? Roles are created in such a way that group of users are doing only similar work. Means financial managers, all the finance managers, there are number of finance managers will be available. All those people will do same work. Hence, it will be created as one role and name it as finance manager role. In the same way, production planners and stock home users. So, roles is given for the group of people who are doing a similar work. How to set up a role? See, setting a role is that first we need to set up a role, then we need to give permissions to that role. How what permission should be given will be decided by the workspace administrator. Okay, just go to roles. Basically, there are two roles will be available: full access, no access. Means full access means he will be allotted to access everything in the model, everything in the workspace. Okay, no access means he can't access anything. Let me insert a new role here. Finance role. Okay. Okay. Now we added one role. What is this? Finance. So for this role, we need if you want to delete, select it and delete it. Okay. This is how the roles will be inserted and deleted. Now going to modules. For this finance, this is the role we have created. We need to give, if he has an access, or if you want to give any access to this module, to this role, we will give read. Okay, read means that the persons who are in the finance role will only able to read this module, but they can't edit anything from this module. In the same way, it is write. Write means they can read and write and this module. I mean, they can edit anything in this module. None means we are not going to give any access to this persons. Means they can't able to see this particular module. Okay. This is how the roles and module permissions will be given. In the same way for finance, if there are three versions that are available in this module, if you want to give them permissions to forecast the data, same thing you can give in the versions tab also, lists. For the list thing, if you want to give the permission to the particular list, we will select this. For given division, you have selected they can only access the given division. See here, if I check the child thing, it can be accessed to the P3 level only. Now going to actions. What action that finance manager can do or can able to access it can be selected here. This is what happens while giving the rules and giving the permission. This is how the permissions will be given to the particular role. Hence, the members who are in that particular role can only access these things only. This is how the roles will be created, and these roles will be applied to this particular person. See, roles provide the ability to set up a permissions for modules and versions. I already show you how we will set up a permission for module and versions. These also can, as I told you, list members can be edited or deleted, how the action permissions will be given, how the content panel can see the end user. The modules which we give permission to the end user only can see the particular modules, and the content panel will also be developed in such a way that the end user can see, and what the end user is having a permission, only that contents will be appeared for their content panel. We can also define this in the same thing in the classic dashboard also. Now, what does a workspace administrator can do? Workspace administrator role is one of the role where he can access everything in the workspace. See, I will show you. He can go to time and change the time. He can go to the versions, and he can access everything in the settings tab. He can access everything in the contents panel. He can also access the pages that are available outside of the model. He can add the user, remove the user, add the list, delete the list, import the data, export the data. Okay, all these things can be done. Remember one thing, that workspace administrator cannot remove his role as workspace administrator by himself. It should be removed by the person who has created him. He can't remove by himself, but he can create the users, he can delete the users. Coming to selective access. Roles is one thing which we give permission for the group of person, whereas selective access is assigned by the individual user and control the user's ability to view or write the list members. Means selective access is given to the list members, not for the users having the same roles, I mean same work. Let me show you how the selective access is being done in the workspace. Go to general list. See, here we are having a selective access one. These are all the lists that having a model. If we give this selective access here, okay. See, this provided with selective access. Okay. See, if we given to the child list, all the parents lists will be selected. But when giving to the parent list, the child list will not be created. We should make sure that selective access while creating a child, it will automatically give the access to the parent. This is how selective access will be done. Now, other way to give the selective access is click it, the list that we want to give selective access, open it, go to configure tab, and here we can enable the selective access. Okay, now apply. This is how it happens. This is how the selective access will begin. Now go to users. See what the selective access we given here. We have got this reason given right, given it. If you want to give the right access, we will give it to which region we want to give the access, like America. Okay, we given for America right access. For remaining two, we are giving read access. Means what happening here is this user can write the data in the Americas but only read the data from Europe, and so he cannot edit anything in these two areas. He can only edit in this region only. Same way we have given select access for G2 country and G2 region. Same way all the P1, P2, P3 we got. This is how we give the select access to that particular user to the list level. Okay, whereas roles come, we are giving particular finance role for this person, so he can access everything what are the permissions given to the finance role. But here we are in selective access, we are giving to the permission to the list level. Even if we have access to all the regions, but he can only edit only Americas but not the Europe and Asia. This is how the selective access has been given or configured. Next, coming to manage models. What is this manage models to do? How we can go to manage models? Let me see it. Okay, home page. Click on view all models. See here there is manage models button. Click on this. See here all the models that are there in this particular workspace will be listed here. Select one thing. We can open the model. We can add a new model to this workspace by clicking on this. We can copy this model. He can also delete this model. We can rename this a model. Import the model from one workspace to the other workspace. Creating a copy and making it archive. What does it mean? Means if we select this model and create a copy, that copy model will go to archive. Why we keep few models in archive means it doesn't occupy the space. The archive models will not be occupied the space and will be stored for the further purpose. So whenever we have particular models that are not required currently, we can keep those models in the archive. So we can reduce the memory in the Anaplan. And change mode, we can, what is change mode? See, standard mode, deploy mode, log and archive. Means the model is logged here and all the structure and production data will be logged for all the users, so no one can use or no one can edit this particular model. And standard mode, this is standard mode. In standard mode the model builders can change the data in the structure mode and also in the production mode. Deploy mode, what does this deploy mode do? There is a model structure where the structure of the model will not be changed but data and the production data still be editable by the users. Okay, means structure is not changed and the production data will be changed. Archive models, as already told you, this will be inaccessible for all the users, will not contribute any workspace size. This is how it will be done. Next, compare and synchronize. Compare and synchronize will come while the model is going to production mode. There we can synchronize the data. Means if you made any changes in the structured mode, it will be automatically affected in the production mode. This is called synchronization. Will be discussed for clearly in the later sections called ALM. Okay, this is how the managed models will be. In the managed models, you can see how much workspace has been occupied. See, the workspace that I have is 69% full. Means 714.8 MB of 1 GB is already full. I would only left with 31% of workspace. So here you can see this. If we fill the 70%, 75% of workspace, we will get a notification here saying that you had only 25% of workspaces left with you. This is how the model manager manage models button will work. Coming, this is the conclusion for this day. Before conclusion, I want to say that what are the topics that I have told you today. These are about the style settings and how to customize and save the module views, and what are UX pages, and what are the roles in the UX pages, and the classic dashboard, and difference between the UX pages and the classic dashboard, and how the security is applied to this Anaplan models. That's it for the day. Uh, Thank you, Ravali.
Thank you, Prasanna.
Yeah, thank you very much.